What's happening? Kris Markovich, hanging out here. Some of my covers over the years.
Let's start with the Slab cover in San Francisco.
Slab cover. This was on, I want to say, is it Market Street?
Yeah.
Up Market. We used to stay in this travel lodge on Market in Valencia, like right by this art store on the corner. It was, for some reason, our staple. Like, we would just go and stay there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember we went down to that, and they have markets, like farmers markets and whatever, set up all around the place. And we went there one day, and just, it wasn't like, oh, we're gonna go and do this. And I just remember hopping down it, and yeah, we skated that spot for a while, left, and then thought nothing of it. And then again the Slap came out and was on the cover, like, holy shit. And then right after that, I think that's when that spot started coming out. You started seeing footage of tons of people in there. I mean, it had been skated before, but I somehow got lucky enough to be there with Lance, and Dawes hooked it up and did the cover.
And so, what do you remember seeing it for the first time? This was your first cover.
I honestly I'm trying to remember when I would have seen it, because I mean, did Slap go to smaller size right after this, right? Like, was this the first one like this?
No. Well, January through August '93 were the big ones. So there was one more issue with Twist, a bunch of characters on the cover, and then it dropped back down to smaller size.
To be perfectly honest, like, I don't know how, like, shocked I was or surprised I was that I was on the cover, because it was such a new thing when it came out. It was like, it wasn't like, holy shit, I got on the cover of Slap. Looking back on it now, it's amazing.
Epic,
yeah. But at the time, I think it was like, oh, sick. And like I said, I was spending a lot of time with Lance Dawes around that time. So, I mean, he was shooting ads for me. I was getting photos in the magazine. So, it would have been a pretty normal and natural thing to have been around. But yeah, like I said, like, looking back on it, it's more awesome now than it was at the time, because it was such a new thing that no one really knew about it.
Gotcha. Transworld cover.
Transworld. Well, this one, we've done this one to death. Everybody knows the story on the cover of that one. This one, Swift came up to LA. I was living in LA. I was skating for Element, and I don't really remember that we went out shooting specifically for anything, but this was in West Hollywood at like a Vaughn's, I think. And we were just driving down the street, going to look for other spots. And I want to say Dave just pulled the car over. I was like, oh, hold on, we're going to go look at this. And then we went over, and it was a perfect setup. Just two in a loading dock. Yeah. Perfect run-up. And then we shot a few. I think we filmed it. I'm pretty sure I filmed it. We did a few tries, and then we just left. And then, again, this was another one that Dave was like, we went and skated a few times, and he's like, kind of, you know, and then it came out. I was like, oh, shit. And so that was my second cover of Transworld. I was hyped on that one.
And whose magazine did that go to? You see that?
Oh, what? No way. It's Mario Rubalcaba.
Yeah, so that's a classic one he donated.
That's amazing.
First Big Brother, issue 13.
Yep. And this spot is in, that's not even a spot.
Yeah, I didn't recognize
so
that.
In Carlsbad, when you're on El Camino Real heading south, like towards McGill's Park and shit, you get to, like, I guess it's just into La Costa, but the Cobra Golf place where the water gap, those ones, it's up in that area. And I think that's all gone now, but you used to drive and you come to a light and you would look up and it was just this, you know, drainage runoff ditches you see people bomb. Right. It was one of those and just went up and flat, and it had two little trannies on the side. And did Tobin shoot that?
Could be.
I want to say Tobin, but it's a half frame shot. He shot up the half frame camera, and he just went and I just ollied into it a couple times, and he shot it, and he shot the portrait. But I remember it being, it's a half frame photo. Was it Tobin, or was it?
Yeah, Tobin shoots and Dave Karn.
Yeah.
Prince, yeah.
And then, do I have an interview in that, Big Brother?
I think so.
Yeah. Because I shot the interview with Tobin, and I remember Tobin had come down, and it was a rad experience. But I remember being like, we were both kind of lost shooting that whole interview because Tobin's not from the area, and we went to weird areas. Like I want to say, there's like maybe I do a 180 over this handrail in like Long Beach or something, just in weird areas, and we skated most of the shit that I'd never skated before. So the whole interview was like kind of just figuring shit out as we went. It wasn't like, because I know like with Transworld, there was a couple other things, like with Sturt, it was like, all right, we're gonna go get this. We specifically went out for things. And then the one with Tobin, it was just fucking hit or miss. Like, let's just go here, let's go. Yeah, so there's Oceanside. I wanna say there's like a weird 180. Yeah, this one. Like, we just happened to like find that spot somewhere random. Yeah, I went up to SF for it.
Cool.
Yeah. That was a fun interview to shoot, though.
So we're thinking that's 95, 96 for issue 13, I think. And then your second Big Brother covers 99.
Ye old wheel.
Yeah. So
I'm going to find it.
Right in the bush right there.
Somewhere around there, yeah. Dude, that ramp was so good.
Where was this on tour?
Yeah, no, it's at I'm gonna kill myself. Can't remember his name. Kris, and I'm sorry. I can't remember
What
his name.
state?
Kris. It's in Fairfield, Connecticut, and he was the Duff's rep. Kris, but it was right when I lived in the city, and Ted Newsom was living in the city, and he was the Duff's rep.
Okay.
Kris, it's gonna come to me in a second, but he had that ramp there. And we used to go out and just take the train out and go stay at his house just to get out of the city for the weekend. And
is it a mini ramp or
it's a mini ramp? Yeah.
Okay.
And we went out and it's in his backyard. And I remember we were like, well, let's do. And Cronan, it was with Sean Cronan.
Okay.
And Cronan, I think it might be from Connecticut as well, like right around there, Hartford or something.
Yeah.
And the back of his house is just like it's right near the beach, and there's all like a marsh. It just is grass. It goes off forever. And the ramp was there. I was like, we got to do something let's make this ramp look like, let's brighten it up or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just went, I think he had yellow spray paint at his house and then just green, like gallon paint.
Okay.
And we just painted, I think we just painted that one side and did those stars and went out and shot the photo. And I don't know if we were shooting an interview or shooting a cover. I don't know what we were doing. And then that came out, and then it became the infamous wheel move.
So they basically photoshopped you just to get you above the
No, I
backdrop,
think what it was, if you look at it, it's my front wheel, and it's not. I think they just shifted me over. Like, if you find wherever the fucking wheel is, there's the wheel.
Right.
Wait, is that the wheel?
Yeah, it is right in the bush there.
Yeah. So
it's right.
Yeah. They just moved. I think they moved. That's my front wheel. It was over here, and I think they moved me over so they could do this shit or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was then. I forget what it was. Somebody used to ask me about it one time, and I was like, "Dude, they didn't raise me. If you tape the thing, put the rulers."
Right on this thing. Okay. So
now I don't give a shit, but back in the day, I was like, man, what? Like, I would never. I know I kind of took offense to people when they would give me shit about it, and I'm like, well, first off, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I had nothing to do with the magazine. I just did the ollie.
Right.
And I was like, if it was and they did anything, then like, give me a foot, 2 foot, pump me up.
So then this 97 in Germany.
Okay, so is this Germany? Huh. I have, to be perfectly honest, I thought this was a Lance Dawes photo.
Okay.
From some trip that we did we were in Illinois. It's in a 411, and we're skating this little indoor mini ramp park, and I do a 360 flip on a mini ramp, but I'm riding a spray painted yellow board in the article, pretty much the same getup.
Yeah.
So anytime I see this, I think it's from that, but it's not. So I have no recollection of doing this.
Okay. But ends on the cover of a German magazine.
I mean, it was obviously Element Time.
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. It's a cool photo.
And then the last one from 2007 Where's that rail?
This is in Atlanta.
Okay.
And it's-
when you're living there?
It was when I was living there, and it's kind of like south side of Atlanta, southwest side of Atlanta, and I have no idea. It was just like
And had you drawn on the wall, or was that
no.
added
This was added in,
Yeah.
added in later. Yeah, they just photoshopped, dropped that in.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
And what was his name again?
Tony Reddington.
Thank you, Tony
Yeah.
Reddington. Where is he now? What's he
I
doing?
believe he's still in the area.
Is he still in Florida?
Yeah, that's what I.
Dude, I
It's
need
been
to
hard
reach
to.
out
It's
to
hard
that.
to track him down.
I always like that dude. This was a cool little magazine.
Yeah.
And then,
Can you read?
obviously, can you read? They need to bring iPad back proper. It's so rad looking through.
Dave Cato.
So do you, on separate subject, when you do the libraries, is it strictly in skate shops or do you do it?
We've done one in a cafe out in New Jersey. So, non-profit that's youth-centered, or has some sort of skateboarding element. But yeah. So I think that about covers it for the covers. Chris,
Right
thanks
on,
for getting
right on.
together with us. Well, congrats on getting into the Florida Hall of Fame.
Woo!
Yeah.
The one thing about the whole Florida Hall of Fame that I'm like, fuck, is I'm gonna have to get on the microphone.
Yeah, speech time.
I don't like talking in front of people.
It'll be cool. Keep it short.
Yeah, short
Yeah.
and sweet.
Yeah.
Like, have the music come on.